Okay, Oklahoma, I'm coming back to you. I've been so blue for you, Oklahoma. I've been so lonesome since I've been away. And when those tom-toms start a-beating on my heart, I know it's time to start on my way. So, okay, Oklahoma, the place I long to be. I'm coming home, Oklahoma, so get that red dust carpet out for me. And when those tom-toms start a-beating in my heart, I know it's time to start on my way. So, okay, Oklahoma, you're the place I long to be. I'm coming home again, Oklahoma, so get that red dust carpet out for me.
Bob, I didn't know you'd ever been to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I stopped there once, Lucky.
How long ago?
Oh, about 18 or 20 years ago. Stopped off in Tulsa and had dinner.
You ever been back?
Been back. Never have left.
Well, gentlemen, I'm glad this dadgum day's over with. Cooking for you boys is bad enough. But when I had to coax this chuck wagon through the mud and rain all day, I'd rather be a blacksmith.
You don't call this slum gully you're dishing out cooking, do you?
Well, what do you think it is? I get up every morning before sun up and make y'all breakfast, cook you frying eggs and bacon and grits and all that stuff. That ain't cooking. What is it?
Well, I'll settle for home cooking anytime.
I will, too.
You like home cooking, huh, Cannonball?
I sure do.
Well, do you like that?
That's the worst tasting stuff I ever did taste.
Should be. You cooked it.
Well, I only been cooking for 3 weeks, boys. You know my real line is gunslinging. Say, Luck, I bet Mr. Williams would be glad to get that check for his herd, don't you?
Well, you should be able to pay off that note.
Well, listen, boys, we better get this mess cleaned up then and turn in. The boss will be wondering what delayed us.
Yeah, you think we grabbed that $12,000 check Lucky's carrying and went south with it.
It's America we got this far with it, ain't it?
Well, I'm going to bed. Where are you going, Cannonball?
Where am I going? I'm going to pieces.
Well, have a nice trip.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah?
It's too early to go to sleep. What about playing another number, you know?
Say, that's not a bad idea. How about the one you were playing when we were rounding up the cattle? What was the name of that?
Oh, riding on down?
Yeah, that's it.
Sounds better with instruments, Lucky. Here, Jesse, take my fiddle. Cotton, where's your fiddle?
Right over here. Right over here.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna lie down here, boy, with you.
Mr. Thompson, have you seen Joe?
Yes, I saw him about an hour ago. He was looking sad, riding along, and singing this song. Goodbye, gal, goodbye, baby. You're gonna miss me someday, maybe, but I'm riding on down. Yes, I'm riding on down. Well, I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm somewhere bound. I've been good, I've been true, I've been everything to you. That's why I'm riding on down. Yes, riding on down. I'm tired of you kicking my poor heart around. Ain't it a shame you'd be so deceiving? Ain't it a shame? That's why I'm leaving. So goodbye, gal, goodbye, baby. You're gonna miss me someday, maybe, but I'm riding on down. Yes, I'm riding on down. Well, I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm somewhere bound. it a shame? You'd be so deceiving. Ain't it a shame? That's why I'm leaving. So goodbye, gal, goodbye, baby. You're gonna miss me someday, maybe, but I'm riding on down. Yes, I'm riding on down. Well, I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm somewhere bound.
There's the Bar W crew in camp over there.
There's too many for us to jump, Carp. They'd gun it before we could grab the check from the foreman.
I'll ride over and pose as a new hand on the Bar W. They've been away on a trail drive and won't know the difference. I can tell Rollins that Williams sent me out to find him and bring him back to the ranch.
Me and Slade will meet you there.
There, looks like we got company.
I'm Duke Cudlow, new hand at the ranch. Williams sent me out to find Lucky Rollins.
I'm Rollins. Anything wrong?
Plenty. Williams got pissed off his horse, and he hired me to take care of things until you got back.
Is he hurt bad?
Stove up a little bit. Kind of hurt him inside.
Oh, this sounds kind of fishy to me, Lucky. Nothing on four legs ever told Mr. Williams.
No, he can ride any bronc from how come to breakfast and take them as they come.
Well, he met his match in the one that tossed him this time. He wants Rollins to ride back to the ranch with me.
I'd better go with him. You know, ranch isn't as young as it used to be. Maybe he picked the wrong horse. Bring my saddle, will you, Cannonball?
Yeah. Say, Lucky, how do we know this guy's telling the truth?
You don't have to take my word for it. That's the way you feel. The doc's afraid he ain't got long to live. Maybe he wants to talk to Rollins before he cashes in.
I'll be with you in a minute.
How long ago this happened, you say?
A day or so ago, like I told you.
Sounds funny to me.
You know, Bob, I don't exactly believe this fella, but I'm sure gonna find out. Okay. You fellas get a good night's rest. Get an early start in the morning, and I'll see you at the ranch.
All right, Russ.
Bob, there's a skunk running loose around here. That Jasper left a peculiar smell about him. And another thing I can't understand, why Mr. Williams would hire him when he got so many nice people that need work.
Cannonball, I don't know, but I believe you got something there. Boys, let's saddle up and go into town.
They're coming. Keep him covered.
Reach for it, Rollins.
I'd have hunched something was funny. I was a sucker for coming this far.
We had to get you away from your puncher so we could grab that check you're carrying.
Why, you low
Cut
down.
it out. Hand over that check.
Don't take any chances, Lucky. Do what they say.
This is a holdup. I haven't anything worth taking.
You were being watched when you sold that herd at the railhead. You got a check for $12,000 bucks.
Oh, that check.
You better fork it over before we start taking it out of your hide.
I sent it to my poor widowed mother.
Shut up. Frisk him.
No.
Take off that gun belt. Here it is. Bring that pen and ink. Sign that. That's only a sample of what you'll get if you don't start working with that pen and ink.
I'll see you rot in jail first.
All right, it's your funeral. It's a good thing we got this sign before he passed out. Where are your horses?
We hit him in the trees.
You all right, Rance?
What's up, Lucky?
You've been robbed. Cannonball, you get inside. See if you can't out Rance. Come on. Move.
Well, fellas, looks like we've lost them. Let's get back and see what Luck is doing.
All right, get out.
Well, we lost the others.
That's all right, we got this one. We'll make him tell us who the others were.
I ain't telling you nothing.
That's what you think. Get going.
I haven't held a good hand all evening.
You haven't had any good luck in a long time, Watson. It's a good thing you run a bank.
Can we see you a minute?
Figure up what I owe you, Fancy, and I'll give you an IOU.
Wait a minute. I've got all the IOUs from you I want to take. When are you going to pay off?
I always pay my gambling bills. You'll get it.
You owe me $10,000. All I got to show for it is a bunch of paper. Now, it's time to pay up. Get that money to me tonight.
You don't want me to rob the bank, do you, Fancy?
That's your business. Only pay up those IOUs tonight.
What happened?
There's your check all signed and ready to be cashed in.
Nice work. Williams won't be able to meet his notes now, and we got the Bar W right in our pockets. We'll clean up here when we complete that right-of-way deal with the railroad.
When is notes due at the bank?
In a couple of days. We'll have to wait until then before we can legally foreclose and sell out to the railroad.
What about that tin horn? You haven't given me our share of the deal, have you?
Why, of course not. Where's Slade?
Last we saw him, he's battling Lucky Rollins. We had to leave him.
They'll probably turn him over to the sheriff. And if he talks...
He won't have a chance. We'll spring him from jail. Oh, I hired some new lead slingers just in case those Bar W punchers get too hard to handle.
That's a good idea.
Sure, we don't want to risk losing the Bar W and all those other ranches we grabbed for the right-of-way deal. Keep out of sight. I'll see you later. Come on over to the bank, Fancy, and I'll pay you off.
Watch my chips. I'll be right back.
Oh, so you got one of them skunks, huh? I ought to beat your head in.
How do you feel, Rance?
Oh, I'm getting along fine. Did you get the check back?
No, they got away. But he's going to tell us where we can find him. All right, start talking and tell the truth.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh,
You can't scare any information out of me, Rollins.
If I had my way about it, I'd string him up right now, Lucky.
A little rope oil sure loosens a man's tongue up.
Watson didn't send you out to grab off that check, did he?
What do you think?
That's just what I think.
What do you mean, Lucky?
Just this. That note that Watson holds on this ranch falls due Wednesday noon, right?
Yes, but he'd hardly stoop to anything crooked to keep us from paying him off.
He'd stoop to anything to make a dirty dollar. He's the only one to profit if you defaulted. Knowing you needed that check to pay off that note for this ranch, he hired this man and his two pals to rob us.
You'll never be able to prove that.
That's what you think. Maybe you'll have a change of mind when you're rot in jail for a few days. Bob, take me out to the bunkhouse and lock him up. We'll turn him over to the sheriff in the morning. Maybe you can get him to talk.
Yes, come on. Get on out of here. You got to smell bad in here now.
Well, we're in a pretty tough spot, Rance. But we got two ways of getting out of it.
What are they?
Well, the first thing we got to do is go to the bank and see if we can't stop payment on that check. If that fails, we'll find out from Judy who cashed it and see if we can't catch them before they get out of town.
Judy's been clerking in the bank long enough to know everything that's going on. And if Watson was fixing to foreclose on us, she'd likely have told you, considering the way you feel about each other.
No, not Judy. She's too loyal to give out bank secrets. Well, anyway, we'll find out how we stand with Watson.
Maybe you're all wrong about him, son.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, if we can't stop payment on that check, we can ask him for a 30-day extension.
And if he refuses to grant it?
Then we'll know he wants this ranch for some reason. And if he does, he's going to have a fight on his hands. Rance, we've been working too hard for this Bar W to let any tin-horn banker take it away from us.
There's gonna be trouble on the range, for honest folks are gonna band and start to corral you coyotes that prowl, stealing their cattle and land.
Won't be no jail around where you'll be safe and sound, 'cause till you put 6 foot under the ground.
There's gonna be trouble on the range. There's gonna be guns spilling red
Them 45's gonna talk and death's gonna walk till all you outlaws are dead.
It's that Bar W crowd bringing the slate in. You get out of sight and I'll go tell Watson. Morning, Judy.
The bank isn't open yet, Mr. Cudlow.
Never mind that. I want to see Watson.
Hello. That's all now.
I told you to lay low. What do you want?
They just brought Slade into the sheriff.
Well, what of it? He doesn't know anything about our scheme to grab the Bar W, unless you told him.
I didn't tell him anything, but if we let him stay in jail, he might squeal that it was you that sent us out after that check.
Well, leave it to me. You stay out of sight.
Hello, Sheriff.
Hello, Lucky.
He's one of the 3 road agents that held us up.
Not only that, but they forced me to endorse that check.
Who are your pals? I don't know what you're talking about, Sheriff. Well, maybe a stay in solitary confinement will wise you up, mister. I'll have to get you to sign a complaint, Rance.
All right.
Come on here. Come on.
What's wrong, Williams?
That skunk and 2 others like him robbed us of the check we got for our cattle.
Oh, that's too bad. If I'd only known about it last night, I might have saved you all that money.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a stranger came up to me in the saloon last night and asked if I'd cash a check.
Did you do it?
Well, of course, it had your signature of endorsement on it, and I figured you'd sign the check in payment for something.
Say, who was this stranger?
I said he was a stranger. Isn't that enough?
Not exactly. Especially when you're the only one to profit by taking over the Bar W.
Are you insinuating I might have had something to do with the robbery?
Take it any way you like. There's one thing I'd like to know. That stranger that you paid the cash to, did he countersign that check?
What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference when a man's ranch is at stake. I don't think that man was a stranger. You would have had him countersign it.
I'm going to hold you responsible.
Oh, I'm sorry about it, Rance, but I don't see how you can blame me. After all, your signature's as good as your word with me.
Well, let's go over to your office. I want to have a talk with you.
Whatever you say.
Come on, Lucky.
See you boys a little later. Stay here.
I'll be out of here before you can bat an eyelaw, dog. You'll be here longer than you think. The circuit judge won't be in Silver City for another month. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and by that time we'll have you 2 pounds and that beautiful boudoir to keep you company, dog face.
I heard that before.
Stick 'em up.
Hello, Lucky.
Hello, Judy. Gee, you look pretty behind those bars.
Oh, I do I?
Yeah.
Did you have a nice trip?
Well, not exactly. We were robbed of our cattle money last night.
Well, any idea who did it?
We've got one of them in jail, but he refuses to identify his pals. Rance is inside now trying to get an extension on the loan.
You mean you've got the crust to refuse an extension, Watson, and offer me a measly $500 to get off the Bar W?
Rance sounds like he's in trouble. You know how he is when he gets riled up. I'll see you at the dance tonight.
All right.
I'm being generous by giving you a chance to take some cash out of the deal.
The Bar W is worth 3 times the amount of your loan, and a 30-day extension certainly isn't going to break the bank.
Well, bank rules are bank rules, and the board of directors demands that all notes be paid when due.
First time I ever heard of this bank having a board of directors. Just why do you want to take over the Bar W anyway, Watson?
You have until noon Wednesday. Pay up or get off the ranch. Now get out of here and take your foreman with you. I'm busy.
Are you?
Wait a minute, Rance.
Let me loose and I'll choke the greedy life out of him.
I'd like nothing better than to have you try it. Now get out of here before I call in some of my investigators and have you thrown out.
Investigators? By any chance those investigators you're talking about aren't the men you've hired to run people off their ranches, are they?
Figure that out for yourself, Rollins.
That's just what I intend to do. When I tally up the score, you'd better not be around. Let's get out of here, Rance. This place smells to high heavens.
Oh, Rance. I'm sorry, Rance, but what are you going to do about your loan?
Well, I don't know, Saunders. Looks like we're licked. I don't see how we can raise $12,000 in 2 days.
Well, why not let me help you out?
Well, that's nice of you, Saunders, but Watson wouldn't let you grant me an extension.
I wasn't expecting him to. You see, I've saved up some money, enough to pay off your loan.
We'd appreciate your help, Mr. Saunders.
Why, it'd be a godsend, even for a short time.
Yeah, we could round up a herd for security for you.
Well, that's just what we'll do. Meet me at the dance tonight, and I'll have a chattel mortgage made out to put up as collateral.
I'll be there, Rance.
Lucky, we've got to get busy. We can't sit back and count too much on Saunders or anybody else.
One way or another, we got to round up another herd.
Well, then let's do it, even if we have to strip the range. We can't take any chances on losing the ranch.
You know, Rance, this reminds me of the stories I used to read where the ranch owner was always losing his ranch because of a mortgage.
I didn't think it'd ever happen to me.
Say, why don't we get in touch with the cattle buyer? Maybe we could sell our cattle to him.
That's a good idea. You get to work, and I'll put in a call to the buyer.
Well, how'd you make out the penny squeeze and Watson?
He turned us down cold.
Oh, we ought to make him eat that loan, pen and ink and all. Who in the world does he think he is trying to beat us out of our ranch? And another thing, the sheriff said he's been running around with some pretty bad company lately.
Say, maybe it means Watson's investigators. You know, I got an idea he knows more about that check-cashing stranger than he lets on.
He certainly does. He's got a good reason for wanting the Bar W, or Saunders wouldn't try to beat him to it.
I think you're right there.
Well, we ought to do something about it, see what in the world he's up to then.
Right. Say, seeing as how he does most of his business over there at this saloon, maybe his investigators do too.
Well, let's get over and investigate them investigators.
That's just what you and I are going to do.
Watch your step and don't take on any more trouble than you can handle. I'll see you later.
Well, if it isn't Cudlow. I didn't get your name. You're in too much of a hurry.
What are you talking about?
Now, don't tell me you have amnesia. Because if you have, you'd better start remembering one thing, that $12,000 check.
You're barking up the wrong tree. Me and Carp was in this saloon every minute last night. Weren't we, boys?
Sure.
You must have twins. Got your alibi all fixed, haven't you? Well, that doesn't cut any ice with me. Where's that money?
I gave it to my poor old widowed mother.
Oh, you did? Well, you'd better send for it, because I'm going to change your looks $12,000 worth.
All right, boys. I'm getting mad around here now. The Bar W's taking over, and the first man makes a move, gonna get it right between his eyes. Let him have it, Lucky. Hide him in that pine box and send him back to his mama. C.O.D. I'll pay the charges. Bartender, you'd be cold as a mint julep. Where'd it go?
Well, we got caught in a blackout. Thought those flowers need irrigating.
Well, you sure did it.
Come on, let's get out of here.
It'll take a couple of beefsteaks to patch you up.
I'll gun that Jasper if it's the last thing I ever do.
Looks like you had your chance. You certainly let him put you through a meat grinder. I'm paying out good money for expert lead slingers, and all I get's a bunch of false alarms.
You'll get your money's worth. All I ask is another chance at Rollins.
Well, if what you've just shown us is a demonstration, you better hire an undertaker first. But if you think you can get even...
I can take him anytime his gang ain't around to protect him. What's on your mind?
Saunders has thrown a monkey wrench into our plan to grab the Bar W.
What are you going to do about it?
While everybody's at the dance tonight, you break Slade out of jail. I'll be at that dance to take care of Saunders.
You mean you're going to get him cold?
In a way that Williams will be blamed for it. Then we'll have both of them out of the way.
How about getting Rollins?
After you spring Slade, he'll probably go after you with the sheriff's posse. Then all you have to do is to see that he doesn't come back. When you hear a gunshot at the dance tonight, it'll be Saunders' finish and the signal for you to spring Slade. Understand?
Hello, Sheriff.
Hello.
Suppose you want my gun, too.
After what happened at the saloon today, we can't afford to take any chances on the shooting scrape here.
I'm sorry I lost my temper today. I'm offering my apology.
You're wasting your breath, Watson.
Here you are, number 16. Well, Mr. Saunders, good evening. And Mrs. Saunders, how are you?
She's fine and getting prettier every day, Sheriff.
You married the belle of Silver City, Bert.
I never carry a gun.
Well, men that don't carry guns usually live longer.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Watson.
Good evening, Mrs. Saunders.
Good evening, Mr. Watson.
Hello, Sheriff.
Oh, Cannonball.
Sir.
Got anything on you?
Ain't got a thing, Sheriff.
No?
Oh, that's my broken shoulder blade.
Give me the broken shoulder blade.
See you later, Sheriff.
Hey, just a minute.
Huh?
You got any more hardware on you?
I ain't got another bit. I crisscrossed my heart, Sheriff.
No?
Not another bit.
What's that?
That's my lumbago.
Well, give me the lumbago.
Well, take it out, Sheriff. I've been trying to get rid of it for a long time.
Slightly healed.
Say, Sheriff, you got 2 10s for a 5?
2 10s for a 5?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Yep, there you are.
Yes, sir. Here's your 5.
Thanks. Hey, wait a minute.
Throw your saddle on a tune, throw your hat up to the moon, rake that fiddle and try your luck. Powder River, let her buck. Don't show daylight, need the chin. Lay right on it, let her spin. Ride it high and ride it low. Powder River, let her go. Everybody swing and swing, gonna dance till break of day, while them 3 fiddles play. Powder River, so ride it high, ride it wide, let that rhythm burn its hide. Whip that fiddle and let her go. Powder River, do-si-do. Everybody swing and sway, gonna dance till break of day, while them 3 fiddles play. Powder River, so ride it high, ride it wide, let that rhythm burn its hide. Whip that fiddle and let her go. Powder River, do-si-do.
Folks, we have a surprise for you. Cannonball. Come on in, Cannonball.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, folks. You know, Bob went to no expense whatsoever what to bring me here. That gummy ain't pretty, ladies and gentlemen. I just got it back today. I've had it hawked so much lately, pawnbroker plays it better than I do. I'm going to play you a little number here on the xylophone here, ladies and gentlemen. I've been practicing this number for 3 months now. And I'll guarantee you never have heard this number played before, and I'll guarantee you never hear it after when I get through with it. I'm going to play this number here. Guess who I saw today, Bob? Who? Everybody I looked at. I'm going to play y'all a number here now, ladies and gentlemen, with 10 minutes. Got any special a number you'd like for me to play for you? Swanee River plays right now, don't you? Okay, boys. Just got it. Drop my merits around here. Let's play the number, boys.
What'd you say that was, Cannonball?
Silent Night. Okay, boys.
I wonder if anything could have gone wrong with Watson's plan.
We can't wait all night.
No, that guard might spot us any minute. Joe, you bring the horses out and be ready for us.
Good evening, folks.
Hello, Sheriff.
You won't be needing your hardware with a girl like Judy in your arms.
No, I guess I won't, Sheriff. There you are. Shall we dance, Judy?
Well, why do you think we came?
Say, Judy, you can't think of any special reason why Watson would want the bar W, can you?
Well, you know it'd be unethical to reveal bank secrets, Lucky. But if you should ask me if they were planning to run a railroad through the ranch, I could say yes without it being unethical.
A railroad? Why didn't you tell me before?
But I didn't know about it until tonight. There was a letter on Mr. Watson's desk informing him that as soon as he could deliver the right-of-way, they'd start building at once.
Gee, I'm glad you told me that, Judy. It's going to make a lot of difference in Rance's plans.
Oh? I didn't know.
I don't see him.
Oh, gee. Mrs. Smith's bunch isn't very good.
Oh, isn't it? She's not looking now. Come on, we'll get rid of it.
Hey! Watch where you throw that water. What's the matter if you're ready to come throwing water out there like this?
Wait a minute, Cannonball. Don't talk like that. I got a lady with me.
Well, what do you think I got out here, Duck?
Maybe we'd better dance.
Hello, Bert.
Good evening, Rance.
How do you do, Mrs. Saunders?
Good evening.
May I have the pleasure of this dance?
Go ahead, honey. Rance and I'll go outside and finish our business where it's quiet.
Beautiful night out, isn't it?
It certainly is. Folks are having a fine time.
You know, Bert, you've taken a big load off my shoulders.
That's what friends are for, Rance. Help each other out. After all, you and I have known each other for over 30 years. Even though I'm working for Watson, I can't understand his attitude toward you.
It's past me. Well, here's the chattel mortgage covering the herd we're rushing together.
That's all right. Your word is good enough for me. I have the money here.
I'll never forget this, Saunders.
Rance, what happened?
Looks like a plain case of robbery and murder to me.
Just been fired. Well, Rance, this is your gun. I remember checking it. Why'd you do it?
I didn't. We were sitting there on the bench talking business when a shot was fired and Bert fell.
Come on, let's get Slate. You boys keep your eyes open.
You can't talk your way out of this, Williams. You had it in for me and my manager because we wouldn't carry your loan. So you killed and robbed him to make good.
That's a lie, Watson. He offered to help him when you turned him down.
Well, your boss has the loot in his hand right now. What more evidence?
Say, that's a jailbreak. Rollins, form a posse and run them down. Don't worry, we'll be back as soon as we can. Come on, fellas.
I'll have to use this as evidence. I'm sorry, but I've got to do my duty.
You can count on me backing you to the limit, Sheriff.
Come with me, Mrs. Saunders.
Give me a hand here, somebody, and we'll take him in.
You boys go on to the hideout. I'll stop the posse and get Rollins at the same time.
Looks like he's making a run for it. Come on.
No use trying to find him in the dark. They must have left him behind to throw us off the trail.
Yeah, we might as well head back to town. People are kind of riled up over the Saunders killing. No telling what they'll do to Williams. Come on.
How'd you make out, Lucky? Did you get any of them?
No, it's too dark to track any of them. They got away. I'd like to see Rance if I can.
Well, go on in.
All right.
You know, I still don't believe that he gunned Saunders.
Of course he did.
It won't be safe to hold him here for trial with Watson stirring up trouble.
You release him into my custody, I'll be responsible for his appearance in court.
Why, they never reached court. We'll put the deadwood on Watson before then.
You've got to let me out, Sheriff. This whole thing was planned to cheat me out of my ranch.
I know you won't skip the country. I'll free you in Lucky's custody until the circuit judge hits town.
We got to get back. The cattle buyers promised to come in with the next stage to inspect the herd. Now, thanks, Sheriff. Keep your eyes on Watson. He's bound to tip his hand sooner or later, and then we'll have him.
Say, boys, don't forget your hats. Say, I've brought them over from the dance.
Thanks, Cannonball.
Hey, Sheriff, get me out of here. Let me out of here.
Oh, go on. Get out of here.
Hey, fellas, the boss.
What's up?
Thought I told you to get Rollins.
Well, I did the best I could. It's hard to gun a man in the dark.
Anything wrong?
Plenty. Rollins and his men got Williams out of jail. If you'd done Rollins like I ordered, we'd have been on Easy Street. Now the Bar W is getting up another herd.
They won't be able to sell it in time to pay the notes anyway.
You're wrong. They have a cattle buyer coming in.
All we have to do is see that he doesn't get here.
Yeah, I got a better idea. Waco, you're new around here. I want you to go over to the Bar W and pose as a state cattle inspector. Put a quarantine on that herd, and no buyer will risk taking it.
I'll make that herd look so sick a coyote wouldn't touch it.
When you're trail driving them plains or some wide, hop along, you muddy, we've got a long ride. You're fighting the storms and a buck in the range. When you're trail driving across the Idaho plains, Hi-yi, poopy-tie-yippee-o, hop along, you muddy, got a long way to go. The dust keeps a-blowing, there's sand in your craw. Them doggies are bawling, 'cause they've lost them all. Them mammies stampede just to add to your pains. When you're trail driving across the Idaho plains, Hi-yi, Yippee-yi-yi-yi, hop along, you muddy, gotta be on our way. When the stars start a twinkling, the ground is your bed. Your saddle's your pillow, there's dreams in your head of a gal you'll be seeing after you've checked your reins. When the long drive is over, across the Idaho plains, hi-ya, we'll be checking our reins. When the long drive is over, across the Idaho plains.
Hi, boys.
Hi,
Hello, Lucky. Boy, it's been a tough roundup, ain't it?
Sure has.
Say, we got enough market stuff there to pay off Watson if the buyer doesn't let us down.
That's right.
Come on, Cannonball, let's ride over to the house and see if he's got here yet.
Well, see if it's up tonight.
Okay, here, boy. It was mighty fine of you to answer my call as soon as you did.
It's all right, Rance. Hi, boys.
Howdy.
Looks of that herd out there, don't look like you boys have been loafing.
You don't know what it'll mean to us, Gabe, if you can see your way clear to paying for the herd in advance and get delivery later.
Well, if he does, he'll be the first Santa Claus I've seen since I was knee-high to a tick.
Well, I don't pretend to be a Santa Claus. I do know prime beef when I see it. And to consider the circumstances, I think maybe I can make an exception to this case.
Thanks, Gabe. I'll make you out a bill of sale.
I'll see who that is. Mr. Williams? Yeah, that's him over there.
I'm Bill Rogan, state cattle inspector.
Hi, Rogan.
Hope you gents ain't fixing to sell that herd.
Well, that's exactly what we're fixing on doing. Got any objections?
I'm slapping a quarantine on every cow on this range.
Wait a minute, before you do that, why don't you go out and inspect the herd?
I've already looked at them back on the range. Every one of them's infected.
Well, I'm afraid that kills the deal, Rance. And knowing what this sale means to you, I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. Before we recognize any quarantine, I'd like to see your credentials.
Must have forgotten to bring them along. Makes no difference. You got your orders. Move a single steer off this range, and you find yourselves in plenty of trouble.
That's what you think. Well, you can show your credentials, then we'll abide by your rules. Until then, get off the ranch and stay off.
You'll go to jail for resisting an agent of the state.
And you can tell Watson for me he'll have to think of a better one than that to keep the herd here. Now, get out of here.
Come on, this way, big boy.
I'm afraid you made a big mistake, Lucky. He acted like he knew what he was talking about.
That's the trouble. He acted like he knew too much about it. I think he's a fake.
Well, maybe so. But I can't take any chances. Mr. Williams, I'm afraid they got you over a barrel, and there isn't a thing I can do about it.
Well, I'm in favor of going to town and storming the daylights out of Watson.
That's what I'd like to do, but I think I got a better idea.
What's your plan?
You leave that to me and the boys. Say you couldn't stick around a couple of days until you see if my plan works, could you?
Well, I'm due back at the stockyards tomorrow, Lucky. But, of course, if you figure you're being victimized, sure, I'll be glad to stay around.
Gee, that's swell. Come on, Cannonball, we got work to do.
Yes, sir.
Now, remember, boys, no fighting. All we want to do is start a rumor about the state veterinary coming to inspect our herd.
You want to put it on good and thick?
Not too thick. Come on.
What do you say there, Mr. Bartender? What are you going to have to drink, Lucky?
Nothing for me.
What about you, Bob?
Wouldn't care for anything.
Nothing at all? Give me a great big glass of sarsaparilla there, Mr. Bartender. Make it snappy.
Yes, sir. Rogan thinks he's put something over on us. When that state vet arrives on the morning stage to inspect our herd, we'll make a monkey out of it.
You said it, boy. You sure had me scared for a while. You know that, Lucky, that governor. I sure am glad you thought about that idea about getting that state. What's the matter now?
You're overdoing it. You're talking so fast I can't understand you.
What time did you say it'd be in the morning on the stage?
About 9 o'clock.
Old Rogue's gonna lose his job when he finds out nothing wrong with our cattle, ain't he?
Yeah. With that buyer waiting at the ranch to pay a spot cash for that herd, everything's gonna be all right.
I'm quitting, boys. My mind isn't on the game.
If the gang doesn't fall for this vet gag, then I'm gonna give up punching cows and go to dirt farming.
I know just the place for you.
Yeah, I know. Oklahoma. Let's get out of here.
What do you say, Mr. Bartender? Hey, Lucky. Pay the man, yeah?
Yeah, I thought so. There you are.
Well, I hope we're on the right track.
We'll soon find out.
On the road to California, 'twere a hard and a tedious journey for across the Rocky Mountains.
Shut up! You're just driving me crazy.
fella, McGill. Not you, fat boy. I'm talking about the handsome fella.
Listen here, honey, if you don't quit flirting with that dude over there, I'm gonna slap your teeth down your throat.
You will you?
Yeah, boys, cut out the horseplay. We'll have to meet up with that gang any minute here.
Well, she ought to be along any minute.
There she comes around the bend now.
Time for me to stay here and keep you guys covered. Slade, you take over.
All right, come on, boys.
Here they come.
I'm going to blast them.
Hey, wait a minute. That'll tip our hands. We'll pull up. Get set, fellas.
All right, get out, all of you. Drop that gun, Santa Claus.
It's a hold-up.
Outside, all of you.
It's a hold-up.
Which one of you are the vet?
Vet? There's no vet around here.
Percy, my brother, Percy!
Get away from me, Trixie. You must be nuts.
Say, what's going on down there?
All right, boys, the fun's over now. Mr. Jones, take it over.
Hey, that's Lucky Rollins and his gang. We've been tricked. Let's get back to town.
They're probably going to town to tip off Watson. I'm not taking any chances of him getting away.
I'm going with you.
What's wrong?
Rollins laid a trap. His whole gang was in that stage waiting for us.
What about the vet?
There wasn't any. It was just a trick to see if you were our leader. We're washed up here. We got to get out fast.
The rest of the gang was caught, and Rollins is on our trail.
We'll stand guard at the door while I get the money. Rollins shows up, blast him.
Here they come.
Time to the safe now. Come on out the back way.
Whoa! Come on, Cannonball. See, they're here, all right. It looks like they're throwing the coop. Let's have a look out in back.
Go ahead, Lucky, and I'll keep it covered.
Hey, what's the meaning of all this?
I think when he comes to, Sheriff, he'll tell you. You'd better take care of this.
I couldn't have done no better myself, Lucky.
Oh, I don't know, Cannonball. Maybe you could have.
And now I want you to hear what Mr. Barkley of the Santa Fe Northern has to say.
Mr. Barclay.
Mr. Williams and I have concluded a deal for the railroad to run a line through the Bar W. Progress at last has come to this part of the West. It will no longer be necessary to drive your cattle long distances to the railhead. I'm mighty proud, and I know you all are too, to be a part of the development of this great country. Thank you.
Isn't it wonderful? No more trail drives.
One of the best things that could happen to this county, Judy. The railroad coming through here.
Tell my little Cherokee that's waiting there for me that soon I will be on my way. So, okay, Oklahoma, have that old moon shining bright. I'm coming home again, Oklahoma. So light the trail that takes me home tonight. Light the trail that takes me home tonight.